Hello everyone, my name is Manish Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about concentration theory, diffusion theory and modern theory of tax incidence. First of all, we will see concentration theory. This theory is given by Physiocratic school of thought in France in middle of 18th century. According to this theory, agriculture is sole productive economic activity that generate true surplus. According to this theory, agriculture is sole productive economic activity that generate a true surplus. Other activities like manufacturing and trade are considered sterilized because they don't generate true surplus. They just transformed existing product without generating new wealth. According to concentration theory, any tax imposed in economy, whether on individual or commodity, ultimately it will shift it on a landlord. For example, government impose taxes on manufacturer and manufacturer increase prices in order to cover cost of taxes. As a result, consumer reduce the demand due to increase in price. Here you can see eventually it will reduce rent and profit of landlord. So we can say that according to this theory, any tax imposed on individual or commodity, ultimately it will shift it on landlord, or you can say that ultimately it will shift it on net income from land. And this process of shifting will continue until entire burden was concentrated on land rent. If eventually all burden fall on landlord, that's why this theory suggests single tax on land. Criticism: agriculture is not a sole productive activities. Manufacturer trade also generate some surplus. Single tax on land is not practical. How single tax on land can generate revenue for a government through taxes? And this theory oversimplify process of shifting taxes. Now we are going to talk about diffusion theory of tax incident. This theory is given by Kennard and Mansfield. According to this theory, tax imposed on one person does not remain there. According to this theory, tax imposed on one person does not remain there. Instead of this, it will be spread out, or you can say that it will be diffused throughout entire society. That means final burden of tax automatically diffused and distributed among different classes of society like landowners, capitalists, laborers, consumer through the process of shifting and reshifting. For example, government legally impose taxes on company. In order to cover the cost, company increase price, so burden fall on consumer. In order to cover the cost, company reduce wages, so burden fall on employees. In order to cover cost, company reduce dividend, burden fall on shareholder. In order to cover cost due to higher investment tax, company reduce investment. As investment reduce, output, employment, income also reduce. Eventually, all burden fall on whole society. So we can say that according to this theory, tax imposed on one person does not remain there. Instead of this, it will be spread out to entire society. Now we will see modern theory of tax incidence. According to this theory, actual division of tax burden between buyers and sellers determined by their relative elasticity of demand and supply. Case first, where buyers and sellers share equal burden of taxes because their elasticity of demand and supply are same, or you can say the equal. Quantity, price, demand, supply, supply. Initial equilibrium point E. Initial price OP. Due to taxes, price increase from P to P1. New equilibrium point C. AC is a per unit cost of taxes, and BC burden bear by buyer and AB burden bear by seller. So here you can see BC is exactly equal to AB. That means both are sharing equal burden because the elasticity of demand and supply are equal. Second case, where demand is less elastic as compared to supply. That's why seller can easily transfer his burden of taxes on buyer by increasing price. But buyer cannot reduce his demand so much. In such a case, buyer will bear more burden as compared to seller. Initial equilibrium point E, initial price OP, new equilibrium C, new price OP1. Per unit tax AC, where BC burden buyer will bear, only AB burden seller will bear. So here you can see BC more than AB, that means consumer will bear more burden as compared to seller. Next case, when demand is more elastic as compared to supply. That's why in such a case, seller will bear more burden as compared to consumer. Before tax equilibrium E, after tax equilibrium C. AC is per unit tax, where BC burden consumer will bear and AB burden seller will bear. Here you can see AB is more than BC. That means seller will bear more burden as compared to consumer. Next case, when supply is less elastic as compared to demand. When supply is less elastic, that means seller cannot leave the market, or you can say seller cannot reduce output or shift to production of another goods. That's why in such a case, seller will bear more burden of taxes as compared to consumer. Per unit tax AC, where consumer bear just BC burden of taxes and remaining AB burden seller will bear. Here you can see AB is more than BC. That means seller will bear more burden of taxes as compared to consumer. So this is all about today's video. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye. Take care.